Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. My name is Lucas, and today's video is going to be special because we are going to try to replicate very special motion graphics from Vox. So we're going to be looking at animations like this, basic text animations. We're also going to be looking at animations like this, where there's an illustration and then there's a text pointing out to this illustration and a highlight. Then there are these beautiful map animations that kind of zoom into one place, then zoom out. And then there are more complicated ones where it's a mix between basically everything: text, images, maps, shapes. And again, big shout out to the Vox YouTube channel that produces great content. And I know that they have a big team of motion designers, graphic designers, etc. And they are killing it, absolutely killing it. But I would love to know if AI could eventually do something like this. So that's why we're doing it in today's video. I'm going to be trying out Codex and Claude Code and kind of comparing the results of these two. So yeah, let's get started. And by the way, guys, before we get started, I'd love to invite you guys to my Discord community where a bunch of different startup founders, designers, developers from all around the world. And we get together every single weekday to talk about different tools, different topics, different challenges. We sometimes have special guests coming in to talk. So if you guys are interested in joining, link is down in the description below. All right, before we start creating something, it's important to bring in different screenshots. I'm using screenshots, for example, in this case, bringing them into Excalidraw to kind of visualize exactly what I want. If we take this, for example, I always tend to use this left image as a starting frame and this right image as an ending frame. And I'm doing that with this one, and I have a few other examples, as you can see over here. And when you have all of these images, you want to go over here on the side and write down a prompt that you're going to eventually give the AI. And for the prompt, you want to say that you're going to be using a Remotion scene, right? Remotion.dev, I've covered in another video, is a fantastic library that you can use with Claude Code, with Codex to create videos programmatically. And inside of your prompt, you want to include the scene, you want to include the animation, you want to be very specific as to how that animation should look like. And then the build requirements, how your folder should be structured and what should come as the output. You want the commands to run the preview or to render the video or to make short tweaks, which is going to be very helpful once you start with that first draft. But anyways, after that, you want to make sure that you create a new empty folder in your Finder. And you get something like this, where in Codex on the right side, you have the project over here. And then in Cursor, it'll be empty because it's an empty folder. And then you just want to open this left panel and just make sure that you have Claude Code installed inside of Cursor. Now, the next thing you guys want to do is just paste in this prompt. I'm pasting it in over here inside of Claude Code and pasting it in over here inside of Codex. And once it's done, both of these give you a different way of kind of previewing the draft, right? In Codex, as you can see, it gives us this MP4 file. And over here, it's basically asking us to run a command. So I can start it in my local host, which is this one, npm run preview. And when I click on localhost, it's gonna basically open up like this. And this is where I can preview my video. Let's actually preview both of the initial results for Claude Code and for Codex. So over here on the left, we have the Remotion interface that is being run by Claude Code. And I can press on play over here. And we get this. As you can see, it's not quite polished yet. It's pretty, it does the job, but the quality isn't so nice. The words are pretty close to each other. It doesn't feel smooth at all. And we can check over here. This is the Codex version. And I don't know if you can really see very well. Maybe if I make it zoomed in like this, you can see that it has like this very nice textile background. And if we close it like this, just to kind of show you the small version of how this looks like, I can press play and the sizing is a little bit better, but still not the best, just a little bit better than Claude Code. And now something I think we can give to both of the AIs is a little bit of encouragement, saying something like, you're close, this is a strong draft, but let's push the quality a bit to the next level. So I'm just gonna copy this prompt over here and go back here, and I'm just gonna give it some follow-ups. Paste this in here, send, paste this in here, send. Now, Codex rendered the video out much faster than Claude Code. It did it like in 30 seconds, and we get something like this, much better, a little nicer, smoother animation. And we can check out the Claude Code version. If I press on play, now we get a much cleaner animation, like compared to the one that we had before. So the text pop out and they have this nice space. I like the little brief highlight for teeth and cavities. To be honest, both animations are pretty smooth, but this was just a pretty easy example with the text animation. Now, if we go back over here, this one is a little bit more complicated because we have this text over here, and then we have this visual. It's like a little illustration. In this case, it shows kind of like the synovial fluid. In our case, we want to maybe show like a tooth, with a cavity. And so now for the next scene, what I want to do is I want to copy the prompt of this original text animation, and I want to go to my other AI. I just want to say, I want you to help me write a prompt for the animation that is based on the attached image, but we want to illustrate a tooth with a cavity. Also, please include in the prompt to use Nanobanana Pro API for the illustration generation. And then this is where we basically paste in this prompt. I'm using OpenClaw, but you can use whatever you want, really. Let's just take a nice screenshot of these two bad boys and then attach them to the chat. And then we can go ahead and click on send and paste that in over here and over here. And we attach both images, this one over here, this one over here. We're going to click on submit and submit over here. And Claude Code is asking me to paste the API key for Google Gemini. So I'm going to do that here. So I have to go to this .env file and paste it in over there. And guys, this is actually what Codex gives us for its first draft. Not bad. Obviously, this is not what we want. We don't want this white background. We kind of want this text on the left, and we want this text pointing to something. But right now, there's this zone over here is kind of empty, and it needs to be pointing over here. And yeah, it needs a few good touches. And for Claude Code, we get this. What happens to our teeth when cavities form? We don't really have an image. I saw it before, the image was there, but now the image is kind of gone, which is pretty weird. We have this pulsing effect also kind of off. I really like the one from Codex a lot more. And I'm going to give the same prompt to both of them just to kind of make sure that everything is in place and that the quality is also refined a bit. And so now we get Claude Code, which still gives us that white background, but we have a nice background gradient, and the circle is over the cavity, which is good, but we just still have that ugly illustration that we need to fix. And another alternative is to just take a screenshot of this original illustration and select an API key over here and make sure that you're using Nanobanana Pro. And over here, you can basically paste in that screenshot. And over here, I'm saying create an illustration of a tooth with a cavity using the exact same style as the attached image. Click on enter or click on run. And then you can see Google AI Studio doing its magic. And we get our tooth with that same exact style. So I'm just going to say, I'm going to copy this image because we can copy it, paste it in over here. And then we can say remove the background. And then we can literally just duplicate this image and move one of these into the Codex folder, which is this one over here. And then this one can go into the other folder, which is this one. And then we can eventually just like ask Claude Code or Codex to replace that image with this one. And actually Codex just created our new video scene. So let's double click that and let's play it. And all right, so the text looks good. This looks good. Everything looks pretty good except for the tooth illustration. So I think that's gonna kind of fix our animation once we bring in that new tooth. And then we're just gonna say, replace the tooth image with the attached file. So click on send over here, click on send over here. All right, and now Claude Code is giving us this. So just press play and we get our new illustration, but this is still kind of off over here. And this is what Codex gives us. So we have our animation up here. We have this over here, kind of points to this cavity section up here, which is nice and highlights the text down here. But I don't know, the illustration kind of looks weird. Maybe we just have to kind of continue on refining it, changing the style and so on and so forth. But for now, I think this is much better than the first draft. Now we have a few other animations that we could look into. I think, for example, these two and these two can go into one. So we can probably do this one next. So We can maybe start off with like a highlighted China and then we highlight the rest of the world. So again, I just want to bring in these two texts over here, copy, and then paste them down here. And I'm again going to take a screenshot. So again, I'm just going to say, you know, I need a new prompt for this attached screenshot using the same structure as the other prompt. So again, start frame, end frame, send, and my OpenClaw is giving me the prompt right now. So all we have to do is just eventually copy paste it. I want to see how exactly. I don't think I want to use Nanobanana for this. So we have to kind of restructure the prompt. So I'm going to ask it to kind of rebuild the prompt, but instead of Nanobanana, we're going to be using a map with Mapbox. And over here, it's asking us for this access token. I'm going to keep that empty for now. And let's just copy this thing and we're going to submit our prompts. And over here, you can get your tokens by going to console.mapbox.com. Under tokens, you can create new tokens, or you can use this default public token from up here. All right, and we can take a look at what Codex did. It didn't really do a good job. It understands the logic of it, that there's like something starting in China. And you can see China's over here, China's also over here. And then it spreads out to other countries slowly. And then we have this number over here, right? So that's good. We just need to make the map full screen. We need the highlights to highlight the outline of the country. And it's not doing that because I don't think it properly connected to Mapbox because I didn't give it the token yet. So we have to do that. So we can say the map needs to be full screen. The map needs to start zoomed into China and then zoom out to view the whole world, and highlight the border of the countries. Do not use squares. I'm also going to add my token from Mapbox. And again, I'm just going to be using this for this video. I wouldn't recommend doing that. I would actually go into the file and do it from there, like change the access token from there. So without further ado, I'm just going to click on send. And this is from Claude Code. So I'm just going to see, all right, the map looks nicer. We get China, and then, okay, like these shapes don't look so good, but it gets the same logic. It just, there's no zoom in, there's no, you know, there's a slight zoom in, as you can see. If I go like that, you can kind of see it, but it's not really that good. And like these shapes are weird. So we have to obviously fix that. So I'm just going to say the map needs to start zoomed into China and then zoom out to view the whole world and highlight the border of the countries. Do not use those random polygons. Click on submit. All right, now get this new map. And okay, it started zoomed in. Now it zooms out to the rest of the world, but it doesn't really highlight. This is from Codex, by the way. So it starts off in China, then goes like this, then goes like this. This dot stays in the middle. It's funny because it's called cavity map spread. And before it's like, it's funny because it's like if a cavity disease started spreading instead of corona. All right, and this is what we get. We start getting better polygons, but they're still pretty crappy. I don't know why. Now, one way of fixing this is by manually creating the borders. So you can, for example, like you can go and create the whole China border, which is pretty massive. So for example, this would be like a good, you know, data set. So obviously this is called a GeoJSON, and obviously you can use this as a data set to highlight China, or you can search for the data sets online like this. And then we can say like, please highlight China based on this GeoJSON code, and just paste in that code, click on send. And actually Codex is giving us a pretty good version. It's a little bit off in some cases. I see some details. As you can see over here, it's not really, it's kind of like taking images of the map somehow. It's not really doing it properly. Let's see if we can give it that quick little code or that prompt to refine the smoothness of the animation. So let's give it this encouragement. Boom. And let's go back and go to the Codex. And this is now Claude Code using my GeoJSON I showed you before. Now you can see like China's outline is clearly visible over here. I've also asked Claude Code to research on other types of GeoJSON data out there and to use that GeoJSON data to highlight those countries on the map. And for the moment of truth, this is the final version of Codex. Kind of glitchy, weird zoom out, but those things we can adjust, I guess. And then at the end, all of these countries get highlighted, and then you can see this little thing on the bottom right All right, and this is now the one from Claude Code, which I asked it to do some research. And as you can see, we get better results. You can see India, you can see Iran, you can see Saudi Arabia. They're not like random like figures. Well, now Russia's a little bit off, Brazil's a bit off, but um, as long as you keep on like giving it the proper figures, then it should look better. But there is something off here. But yeah, as long as you keep on like talking with the AI and kind of adjusting these different points, it'll start working eventually, hopefully. But yeah, this is what we get with Claude Code. But anyways, guys, that was a pretty long tutorial. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Obviously, we're still pretty far from creating those Vox motion designs using AI. I think it is technically possible, but there's still a lot of work behind it. You still have to know a lot when it comes to like these motion design technical keywords. Let's see how AI progresses. I really think that eventually, sometime this year, maybe in the next couple of months, we can start creating these really nice motion designs. And I don't believe that AI is going to take jobs away. I know that I've seen a few comments in some other videos that, you know, people were kind of scared of that. I don't really think that's the case. I think it's just good, you know, for you guys to stay on top of this technology, kind of understand how it works, poke around with it, play around with it, and yeah, try to test it. And like with every innovative technology, it's going to replace that older technology, and it's just going to make your life as a motion designer easier, I would say. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it. And yeah, see you next time. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.